Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 142nd commencement exercise for Albuquerque High School, the oldest and proudest public high school in the state of New Mexico. At this time, please stand for the procession of our platform guests and the class of 2022 immediately following. Pomp and Circumstance will be performed by the Albuquerque High School Band and Orchestra, directed by Mr. Daniel Saul and Ms. Drew Austin. Please remain standing as the Albuquerque High School JROTC Color Guard presents the colors and the singing of the national anthem. The national anthem will be sung by AHS seniors Mariah Beta and Marissa Beta. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Please remain standing until the colors have left the floor.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early lights words so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Family, friends, and guests, thank you for joining us as we celebrate and honor Albuquerque High School's class of 2022 for their graduation. It is my honor to introduce to you today our commencement platform guests. President of the APS Board of Education, Ms. Yolanda Montoya Cordova. Member of the APS Board of Education, Danielle Gonzalez. Member of the APS Board of Education, Ms. Barbara Peterson. APS Associate Superintendent, Leadership and Learning Zone 1, Mr. Gene Saavedra. APS Associate Superintendent for Special Education, Ms. Stephanie Pasatelli. AHS Principal, Ryan Homestek. AHS Assistant Principal, Mr. Herbert Stanley Jr. AHS Assistant Principal, Ms. Mary Padilla. AHS Assistant Principal, Ms. Ana Laura Rodriguez. AHS Athletic Director, Mr. Chad Jones. AHS Dean of Students, Mr. Vince Beatty. Honored Graduate, Mr. Ed Birch. Honored Graduate, Dr. James Lujan. AHS Valedictorian, Kaya Peirce. AHS Salutatorian, Layla Cowan. AHS Student Body President, Leela Fredine. AHS Senior Class President Diego Mena. And I am Stephanie Dunn, AHS Activities Director. I am also honored to introduce the principals of the elementary and middle schools that feed AHS. We introduce these educational leaders in recognition of the educational pipeline these students have been a part of in and out of our communities. Representing Washington Middle School, Modesta Hernandez. Representing Jefferson Middle School, Stacy Seberg, counselor. Representing Coronado Elementary, Valerie Woodard, 5th grade teacher. Representing Dolores Gonzalez, Principal Lori Stewart. Representing East San Jose, Ida Ortiz. Representing Lou Wallace, Ann Strangio, Principal. Representing Longfellow, Principal Richard Ulibarri. Representing Longfellow, Principal Casey Cash. Representing Monte Vista, Principal Leith Page. Representing Montezuma Elementary, Mark Woodard. And representing Reginald Chavez, Principal Linda Torres. We also have APS Executive Director of Student, Parent, and Employee Service Center and former Wilson Principal, T.C. Reiser Farrell. School counselors are also an important part of our students' lives and play a crucial role in helping them get to graduation. They provide students with academic, social, emotional, and college and career readiness. Crossroads Counselor, Michael Varelli. College and Career Readiness Counselor, Carla Torres Montoya. Freshman Counselor, Brianda Hernandez. The 10th and 12th grade school counselors, Barbara Tim. Josie Walton. Valerie Santa Cruz, and Angelica Delgadillo. At this time, I have the honor today of introducing you to 2 distinguished Albuquerque High School alumni. These alumni know the pride, honor, and tradition that go along with the diploma you will receive today. We introduce these alumni because after high school, they went on to become productive citizens in the community. We offer them to you as role models. I am quite certain that in 10, 15, 20 years from now, some of you from the class of 2022 will be sitting on the graduation stage and will be introduced as distinguished graduates of Albuquerque High. Our first distinguished graduate was born in Las Vegas, New Mexico, but grew up in the Barelas neighborhood. While attending AHS, he was actively involved in the downtown YMCA, where he participated in judo, karate, and gymnastics. During his sophomore year of high school, he won the gymnastics state championship. In his senior year of high school, he worked as a lifeguard and while also working for the Albuquerque Journal from 10 p.m. until 3 a.m. During his years at AHS, he attained his black belt in karate and judo. He was a first-place regional champion in the Regional Judo Championship that was held in Denver, Colorado. He was drafted in 1969 and served in the U.S. Air Force from 1969 to 1971. After the Air Force, he then attended the University of New Mexico and the University of Albuquerque, where he earned his education degree in special education and physical education in 1975. During his time at UNM, he competed for the UNM Rusty Mitchell gymnastics team. He founded Gold Cup Gymnastics School in 1978. While building his club gymnastics program, he was also the USA Gymnastics Federation state chairman representing New Mexico from 1974 to 1982. He has been coaching gymnastics for over 40 years, and his credentials are quite extensive. He was the first and only club coach to have senior and junior level athletes at the national team level. He is the first private club coach to produce an Olympian and the first club coach to qualify more than a dozen gymnasts to the senior national team. 98% of his high school athletes have been offered college scholarships and have competed in the NCAA program. One of his most impressive accomplishments was leading the U.S. team to a silver medal in the 1990 Goodwill Games in Seattle, Washington. He was also the first club coach to win a gold medal team award in South America and the Pan American Games, beating out Cuba by 0.1 in 1995. The community of Albuquerque honored him with the Excellence of Albuquerque Economy Award in 1990. Voted by his peers for 1988 Coach of the Year, he also received the Frank Comiskey Award in 1986 from USA Gymnastics, the highest award given to a coach. In 2001, he was inducted into the USA Gymnastics Hall of Fame. USA Gymnastics also recognized him as a Master of Sport. This is an honorary title awarded to the coaches who have demonstrated the ability to train and produce an athlete that has represented the United States of America in the highest level of competition. Ladies and gentlemen, from the class of 1969, Mr. Ed Birch. Our second distinguished graduate was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He received a BA of Science in Education, Master of Arts in Multicultural Education, Educational Specialist in Educational Leadership and Organization, and a Doctor of Education and Educational Leadership from the University of New Mexico. He has excelled in various educational roles, including working as a teacher and principal in the Albuquerque Public Schools, Program Director in the Bernalillo Public Schools, and Associate Superintendent and Chief Equity, Diversity, and Engagement Officer for the Santa Fe Public Schools. His work as an educator includes 27 years of experience working with pre-K through 12th grades throughout New Mexico, including as an adjunct professor at the New Mexico Highlands University. He is bilingual and has been invited by other school districts and universities to present and speak throughout the United States and other countries. His 2016 Leadership and Organization Conference in Bogota, Colombia, was attended by hundreds of organizational leaders from throughout Central America, North America, and South America. He is a proud Albuquerque High School alumni who is grateful to all of the educators and administrators who prepared him with a strong academic background. His favorite motto is that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, from the class of 1990, Dr. James Lujan. Congratulations, distinguished alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AHS valedictorian Kaya Purse, who will deliver the senior farewell address to the class of 2022.
Congratulations, class of 2022. I know that graduation speeches have a reputation for being long and boring, and while I can't promise that this speech won't be either of those, I think it's important to recognize the significance of this moment for each of us. Ceremonies remind us where we come from and of our responsibilities to the community that has supported us. Gathering like this with the people we love both grounds us and gives us direction, and I feel so grateful to be celebrating alongside all of you today. The truth is that when I realized I would be making a speech today, I really struggled to begin writing it. I feel confident that the most meaningful moments in each of our high school years are not of any accolades we received, but of good times we shared with good people, and I wanted to be sure that we remembered that sitting here today. This ceremony is not just about us graduates and our individual accomplishments, though I'm so proud of us I'm so proud of each of us for getting to this point. It's about honoring our togetherness. So as I began thinking about this speech last week, as we were wrapping up our finals and starting to understand just how close we are to life after graduation, two things happened that reminded me why ceremonies like this matter so much. The US's death toll from COVID-19 surpassed 1 million people, and the Supreme Court released their draft decision in Jackson v. Dobbs, indicating that they are primed to strip millions of their right to bodily autonomy. This is a terrifying time to be entering into the world. I, like so many others, am angry and grieving, and in the wake of these ongoing crises, it would be easy for me to stand up here and deliver some self-important message about how it's our generation's responsibility to save the world now. I can't tell you all how many times I and so many others in this class have been told whenever we are faced with a collective tragedy that it's up to us to fix it, that these wrongs are now our responsibility to clean up. But the truth is, graduates, they are not. We know that we didn't create these problems, and we know no matter how brilliant each member of this class is, that we cannot take on the burden of fixing this world alone, nor should we hope to. That's not to say that we shouldn't have goals, that we shouldn't have a bold, bright vision for our future. This is to say that what hope we have lies here, not in our individual aspirations, but in our shared responsibility to care for one another. But I know that you all already know this. When I think about what characterizes this class, I'm struck by our kindness, our empathy, and our dedication to our community. Members of this class work to organize citywide climate walkouts during our freshman and sophomore years, urge students to make their demands for basic school facilities known to the administration when our bathrooms were closed this year, and walked out of their classrooms in solidarity with our queer and trans siblings to protest so-called "Don't Say Gay" legislation across the country. This class is and has been doing the work of demanding better for ourselves, not because we believe that we as individuals are going to single-handedly transform the world, but because we understand that we have a responsibility to show up for each other in ways both big and small. It is this responsibility to our community that made members of this class patiently help their siblings log on to Google Meets last year, and that urged us to get vaccinated to protect our community, because we know that ultimately we keep us safe. This brings me back to the idea of ceremony that I discussed earlier. Each time we act with our community in mind, each time we make an effort to support each other, that too is a ceremony, a demonstration of gratitude and love that, if it's done well, makes everyone involved a little braver and a little more prepared to face the world. I am so proud of us graduates, and I am so grateful for the community that has uplifted us these last 4 years. I hope that as we sit here today, we can choose to envision a future that puts each other, our communities, and our earth first. That is our responsibility, not to be saviors of our world, but to honor it together. Thank you, and congratulations, Bulldogs.
Thank you, Kaya. Now, to honor our graduating seniors, the AHS Concert Choir will be singing "Gone, Gone, Gone" by Greg Wattenberg, Derek Furman, and Todd Clark, with arrangement by Mark Breimer under the direction of Miss Elena Mayetta, AHS Class of 2005.
Shut down the city, but too much need of
I now introduce to you the AHS Student Body President, Leela Fradine.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so grateful for the privilege of speaking in front of you all and honored to introduce our principal tonight. I'd like to take a moment to share the overwhelming sense of pride I have for this class, for our collective ability to overcome the everlasting challenges of the past few years. While undergoing the majority of our high school career during the COVID-19 pandemic and experiencing some of the highest dropout rates statewide, you have all achieved something that you should be very proud of. Your perseverance and ability to succeed in these conditions is inspiring. If being here today is no big feat to you, keep in mind the battles that your peers have faced to earn this diploma. With that, this may be the last time that you see some of your fellow graduates, so I urge you to shed love and appreciation upon the students sitting next to you. All that being said, none of us would be here today without the hard work and dedication of our teachers, staff, and administration. At the face of this dedication is our principal, Mr. Ryan Homestek, who continues to lead Albuquerque High with strength, grace, and spirit. It is my honor to introduce him tonight. Everyone, please give a very warm welcome to our wonderful principal, Mr. Ryan Homestek.
We're here. Good evening, Bulldog Class of 2022. Albuquerque High School community members and honored guests. It is such an honor to welcome the principals, fellow educators, and families who have supported this wonderful class along their journey. AHS is so proud of our 142nd graduating class, ready to close out an unforgettable journey. The class of 2022 has a special place in my heart because this was the first freshman class that I've ever had as a high school principal. The first day that this class poured into Albuquerque High for Freshman Jumpstart, they were so excited. Most of you showed me around the school, maybe more than I showed you. A more shocking experience that I share with this class is that we've only completed one traditional high school year in the last 4 years. For that, I want to recognize this class because your leadership has demonstrated spectacular spirit and tenacity to stand here together today. This class was the glue which held our students together under clubs like the Black Student Union, the Bulldog City Senate, National Honor Societies, and athletic teams. The rapid exit from school in 2020 began a frontier age in education. Graduates, you have surpassed the exploration of the remote learning revolution, the seasonal grab-and-goes for supplies and celebrations, practicing in pods, and social distancing to the best degree possible. Acknowledging the traditions that were missed, know that your attitude demonstrated flexibility and humility during these last few years. Reintegrating everybody back to school this year was never really normal. Students and staff whom we hadn't seen in a while were so excited to be seen in person in August. The awkward return of the shake bump, the elbow, or the distance hug showed that we wanted some sense of normalcy. This year has been a roller coaster of pausing activities and isolating limitations. One of the hardest things that these students had to endure was dealing with the conditions of staffing shortages. Whether you studied independently, in the lecture hall, or went to another classroom, the skills that you practiced and the work that you completed, no matter what, will serve you well in the next level of your education. This class of 2022 deserves recognition for the academic leadership demonstrated by both the Bilingual and National Honor Society members, 104 academic letter awards, 3 National Merit Scholarship finalists, and 1 National Merit Scholarship Award winner. This class also had 1 Presidential Scholar Award, and this year's talented artists in the performing and visual arts at AHS continued to lead in creativity on stage, in cultural celebrations, planning campus murals, and the first Art Mart series that graced the halls of Albuquerque High. Unforgettable stories were told in K-12 education at the Bilingual Seal portfolio presentations to highlight bilingualism and cross-cultural competencies influenced by the AHS Mariachi, Folklorica, poetry, and ethnic studies. AHS continued to lead APS with 73 students graduating today with your APS State Bilingual Seal and Global Seal. Persevering through these challenges and finding room to celebrate within the diverse clubs and athletics was the class of 2022's greatest asset, bringing spirit back to Albuquerque High School. From what we've been through during the last 3 years, it's very clear that our community needs servant leaders and innovators who can help remove barriers that directly influence the conditions that divide us and oppress. This pandemic continues to expose poverty, racism, food insecurity, healthcare access, and mental health issues that our students combat daily, and they are seen. These societal issues are a tall order for this class of graduates to impact. Our greatest response is to first begin by listening and hearing without judgment. There will always be situations where people use information against you to create false assumptions of who you are or create suggestions of who we need to be. Graduates, we need critical thinkers and we need collaborators who can sift past the nefarious misinformation that distorts the reality many, for one, narrow to view as fantasy. This year, challenges blasted out all over social media made many followers and de-individualized us. Our community needs leaders to impact the trend beyond the followers who are wanted Bulldogs. In closing, graduates, may the years behind us remind us of who we are, remind you of what you've overcome together. May the years ahead be filled with good health and opportunity. As you move forward from this commencement, remember that your reputation is the popular opinion of you and what you are to those around you or who you lead and serve. Your greatest asset is your character and how you respond to the opportunities and trials that challenge you. Bulldog Class of 2022, your character led you through these last few years and where you stand today. Commence, show the world who you are, Bulldogs. I'd like to call board members Danielle Gonzalez and Barbara Peterson to the podium. Board members Danielle Gonzalez, Barbara Peterson, the graduates before you have met the graduation requirements set forth by Albuquerque Public School Board of Education, along with New Mexico Public Department of Education. To you, I present the class of 2022.
Principal Homestick, on behalf of the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, we accept the graduating class of 2022 from Albuquerque High School.
Graduates, through some very difficult years, you've persevered for yourselves, you've persevered for your families, and for your community. We are incredibly proud of you. Congratulations.
Kaya A. Purse. Layla Cowan. Leela Fredine. Diego Mena. Mariah M. Abeta. Marissa M. Abeta. Ruben Abeta. Vianey A. Aguilar. Yareli Aguilar. Abbas Al-Subahawi. Isabella Alford. Kaya Allen. Sasha Allred. Ayana R. Almaraz. David J. Alvarez. Yareli Amado. Minisa Anaya. Calista V. Aragon. Loliana R. Arancon. Levi Armijo. Maxine Bailey. Jennifer Bajo Benincourt. Krista Ballantyne. Rebecca Banuelos. Isabella Barajas. Sharon M. Marera. Viridiana Bailon Castro. Miguel J. Berkapek. Carlos V. Betancourt. Josian Blair. Matthew Batone. Amelia J. Brokaw. Graciela Bronson. Nicholas E. Boucher. Leslie E. Bustillos. Yaritza B. Bustillos Quesada. Xavier Calvillo. Ian Campen. Arlene Campos. Destiny Carrera. Adrian Carrillo Casas. Tyler Casillas. Yanis Castillo. Kylie M. Castillo. Deja D. Cavalier. Aaliyah Chavez. Anthony M. Chavez. Delilah D. Chavez. Jordan Chavez Solis. Mariah Madeleine Chavez Peña. Bahajoni K. Church. Lilith S. Clark. Sylvia F. Coffey. Curtis Cole. Hector Contreras. Maylene Corona. Araceli Coral. Nadine Cooley. Patricia Alejandra Cuevas. Alejandro G. Davalos. Brandon de la Cruz. Citlali de la Cruz. Patricia de la Rosa. Finnegan R. Demio. Luis Ángel Díaz. Leticia N. Dixon. Ella Dornbos. Henry P. Dryden. Lindsay J. Dunbar. Melissa U. Duran. Sandria R. Ellis. Ernesto Marcelino Escobar Rodríguez. Noah Efraín Escobedo. Conchita Espino. Kevin Esquivel. Barry M. Fairman Jeffries. April M. Falcon. Timothy Feldler. Luisa Nicole Fellner. Jack Emery Filleur. Isabella Alexis Fernandez. Matias M. Figueroa. Andrew Flores. Isamar Flores Morales. Juliet Forehand. Luke A. Franks. Tallulah Blue Freed. Sydney G. Freeland. Iridiana Fresques.
Emma A. Gabaldon. Genesis B. Gallegos. Heidi Sabrina Gandara Ramirez. Alexis Garcia. Alina R. Garcia. Andres Garcia. Brianna Idali Garcia. Juan Carlos Garcia. Robert Tibbs Garcia. Tiana M. Garcia. Melita Garcia Gayton. Gloria Garcia Rodriguez. Daisy R. Gathings Leon. Jeremiah Gibson. Duncan Garth Gilchrist. Brianna Jenner Medina. Marissa J. Hiron. Cassandra Gomez. Hernan I. Goni. Alexis Helena Gonzalez. Anissa K. Gonzalez. Kayla R. Gonzalez Nojava. Adali Gonzalez. Jaden A. Gonzalez. Jorge Elian Gonzalez. Karen Gonzalez. Yanisel Idali Gonzalez. Yami Dayan Gonzalez Sierra. Caitlin Grajeda. Destiny R. Griego. Jacqueline Griego. Matthew Grimes. Diana Guerrero. Kimberly Guerrero. Citlali Gurola. Jessica Gutierrez. Lauren E. Hall. Logan A. Haltley. Colin B. Harmon Pierce. Ava E. Harmon Pierce. Javen R. Hernandez. Jose Rafael Hernandez. Carlos David Hernandez Reta. Kevin Hernandez Prieto. Jose M. Herrera Jr. Joseph Huang. Sophia Wren. George J. Hysteropoulos. Bradley Telez Humble. Justin A. Hutchinson. Evelyn R. Ibarra. Julian Jaramillo. Chantel Jaramillo. Noah H. Jensen. Mario Alexis Jimenez Alvidrez. Zoe Johnson. Sarah Jessica Kamey. Isaac E. Katzenberger. Marquez I. King. Jonah R. Kugler. Andre Letterhart. Cole C. Lill. Giovanni Lorera. Jesus Lorera Morera. David Lopez. Josue Lopez. Luis Lopez. Monique Lopez. Arlette Angelica Loya. Avril Angelica Loya. Julian J. Lucero. Ryan E. Lujan. Miguel Luna Guerra. Liliana Raquel Madrid Larrañaga. Francisco Quincy Madrigal. Adrian Magallanes. Emily Marquez. Gilbert A. Marquez. Isaiah Marquez. Jasmine Marquez. Sitlali Anai Marufo.
Brianna Martin. Xavier A. Martin. Ainslin Martinez. Andy Martinez. Aurora F. Martinez. Caitlin Martinez. Eliana Victoria Martinez. Isaac Martinez. Jacob C. Martinez. Javier Martinez. Natalie Martinez. Miguel Ángel Martinez Vázquez. Zandra Renee Macias. Alexander S. Maines Poynton. Rosalie M. Mbala. Matthew J. Medley. Yasmin Mejia Hernandez. Felipe E. Mendoza Jr. Melissa Michelle. Katrina J. Mickey. Roberto Jr. Miramontes. Evelyn V. Mobley. Brianna Evelyn Monsivice. Dionella Angelica Montano. Beyonce Luzanne Montano. Natalie M. Montgomery. Elena L. Montoya. Marcus Montoya. Heidi Morales. Ruby Morales. Maya J. Moreno. Haley Marie Mormon. Ileana Elsa Moya. Jason Alexander Muniz Gonzalez. Darren Nelson. David M. Nearhood. Ashley Lyan Nevares Casas. Jeremiah S. Nieto. Yamile Ontiveros. Gabriela Ortega. Maximiliano Ortiz. Alexandra R. Padilla. Jada Padilla. Rhodes A. Parker. Malcolm T. Parno. Destiny L. Bada. Winsoma T. Pavoco. Cade Peralta. Maria Elizabeth Perez. Neidelin Perez. Roberto Pineda. Christopher L. Pohl. Trinity A. Qualls. Mariah Celeste Quintana. Andres Ramirez. Isaiah E. Ramirez. Karime Ramirez. Roxana I. Ramirez Ogas. Antonio Ramos. Carolini P. Recchi. Ming E. Roy. Mariana E. Reyes. Mason Kennedy Reno. Xavier R. Rios. Alyssa Rios Reyes. Leah Rivas Ruiz. Kashmir Farrow Robinson. Andres Robles. Ana Gabriela Rocha. Evan Rodriguez. Adriana Rodriguez Aragon. Hannelore Road. Xochitl Rojo. Morella Romano. Arturo Romero. Emilio M. Romero. Stephen G. Romero. Mateo A. Roybal. Monique J. Rualcaba. Jasmine S. Ruiz.
Amber D. Ruth. Andres M. Saavedra. Zane Jaden Size Wagner. Adriana A. Salas Saavedra. Sarah Rose Salazar. Angel T. Saldana. Claudia Sanchez. Heidi Yasmin Sanchez. Randy Sanchez. Sophia L. Sanchez. Alicia Ray Sandoval. Ingrid A. Sandoval. Marino A. Sandoval. Catalina Sapien. Cameron Shelton. Bella J. Seberg. Vivi C. Seberg. Claudia Cifuentes. Hirada Sigala. Yara Anahi Silva Diaz. Isidro Pepe Simbaña Gonzalez. Tamra L. Singer. Anastasia Smith. Isabella C. Smith. Kayla Monet Smith. Sade Arancon Smith. Elizabeth Soto. Kendall R. Tanner. Geraldine L. Thomas. Lexis Joan Thompson. Alexis Torres. Rose S. Torres. Yareli Torres Gutierrez. Adrian J. Toscano. Ghost Trinkus. Tenley L. Turpish. Lane Udell. Christopher Daniel Ulabari. Adriana I. Unger. Danielle Gabrielle Valdez. Santiago A. Valdez. Brianna Angelina Valencia. Jimena Valencia. Gabriel I. Valenzuela. Yasmin A. Valenzuela. Tegan R. Vandermay. Yulette Villafuerte Leon. Jorge Villalobos. Joel A. Viela. Juan C. Viela. Bloom M. Welliver. Shosha L. Wheeler. Aliana White. Layla Wiley. Landon J. Williams. Jesse Wolford. Maya E. Yanoni. Pedro Zamaron Jr. Eliana Zamora. Leandro M. Zamora. Michaela Zamora. Safia Yael Zavala Sweet. Gregory Zeiderglass.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2022 senior class president, Diego Mena.
Hi, guys. Class of 2022, congratulations. We have passed the standards necessary to earn the AHS diploma. To signify this, please move your tassel from the left-hand side or to the left-hand side. Congratulations.
Please stand. All right, hold on, hold on.
you.